everybody. I hope everyone is doing well today. So what we're going to be talking about today is lesson number 2, and what we're going to be talking about today is choosing your topic to write about for the course of the semester. Now, what a lot of students choose to do is to choose a topic that they're highly interested in, that relates to their field. Like I have had students in the past choose um, topics relating to health if they are going into the fields of medical care and that kind of thing. I've also had students talk about, mental health concerns, especially if they're going into psychology, and so on and so forth. So, what the most important part, of course, is making sure that you choose a topic that you're going to want to stick with throughout the entire 15 weeks of class. Now, keep in mind, once you choose a topic, you cannot change it. And the reason for that is because the topic that you choose will be the subject that you write about for all 4 papers. So that's why it's so important to take the time this weekend. That's really the only homework that I'm assigning this weekend is to pick a topic that you want to write about and to make sure that you have your chosen topic ready for next class. But I have a lesson that will help out with that today. So under the daily lessons tab here, I have the lesson ready, and it is called the Living Issues List. And that is today's lesson for Thursday, January 28th. So the most important part is to read and locate the Living Issues List, which the link will be within the lesson, and to watch the lesson 2 video. And the homework is to choose a topic for next class and to have that ready for next Tuesday. And of course, you can always find the lesson that I use within the link right on our Blackboard page. And of course, you can also find the link to the video that I put out for each class right on the page here. So anyway, I would like to start going through this. Okay, so this is lesson number 2, the Living Issues List. So choosing a topic. So as stated within lesson 1, students will be able to choose their topic to write about this semester throughout 1530 or throughout Comp 2. Many students pick topics that may relate to their chosen fields, and of course, picking a topic that interests you in particular is very important. So you want to identify major issues that interest you or concern you. Now keep in mind, once the topic is chosen, it's important to stick with it throughout the 15 weeks because that chosen topic will be the subject you write about within the 4 major writing assignments for Comp 1530. So keeping that in mind, this is just a preview of our first assignment here, and it also explains why it's so important to stick with your chosen topic. So keeping that in mind, in order for argument to occur, there must first be an issue, which simply means an unsettled question that matters to a community. Now, throughout 1510 or Comp 1, we talked quite a bit about societal issues and writing about those societal issues. So 1530 pivots to students picking their own topics, their own societal issues that they would like to talk about. So this semester you will be conducting research on an issue that you select. Since you will be reading and writing extensively on this issue throughout the semester, it's essential that you choose one that truly interests you. So as you consider potential issues, you may want to do some background reading to ensure that you are interested in the issue and that you can find enough resources to support sustained research. Note that all of the major assignments in this course build on one another, and each step is a step in the totality of the research process. So therefore, once you select an issue, you may not change it without starting back at the first paper. So that's why I recommend going with the topic that interests you the most right off the bat, just so you are not stuck rewriting each paper if you do end up choosing a different topic. So the related reading to this is in the Little Seagull Handbook on page 45. And in fact, I have that open right now. So page 45 talks a little bit about identifying issues that interest you. Try framing your topic as a problem and choose one issue to write about. So where we're starting here, we're starting, of course, at brainstorming. So within 1510, you already have learned the steps of the writing process, and that's really all we're doing this semester is just repeating those steps for each assignment. So what we're going to start doing now is start brainstorming, start coming up with topics that might interest you. And I have the living issues here to help with that in mind. So this is the link to the living issues list. So this issue is called a living issues list because it's in evolving ongoing list. This list is no by means complete. The columns below contain issues or debatable topics that students have used in the past. So the most important part here is to begin brainstorming and considering the topic you are interested in writing about. Your topic choice should be chosen for next class. So that would be for next Tuesday. So with that in mind, I am going to go ahead and click on the living issues list, and it will take you to another Google document. So this is the living issues list. So it has all sorts of topics to at least help you start brainstorming what you want to talk about. So there's a whole bunch of stuff on here. So there's gun control, there's artificial intelligence on here, there's education reform. There's all sorts of topics that might interest you or that have interested students in the past. So there's also major issues like immigration. There's all sorts of stuff here. I have even had students in the past talk about social media or student loans. So this is also another additional list down here on the second page. So on the second list down here are topics that are available in the Opposing Viewpoints database. So you will need to log in with your JCC information. It probably will ask for your JCC username and password. So I'll come up with an example here. Let's try looking at book banning because that might be a topic that I would be interested in. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that link. And of course it does take me to the GCC login page here. So this is the Gale in context for the topic of book banning. And what it does is that it summarizes the issue as a whole, talks about the history of the topic. It also gives you the pros and cons of the topic, books being challenged in schools and libraries, banned books week, critical thinking questions. So what it does is that it really summarizes the topic nicely. But it also gives you videos, it gives you different sources on the topic. But overall, it does. The part that interests me the most, and that will probably interest you as well, is a section about pros and cons. So this is about the topic overall and how people feel overall about book banning, the pros and the cons of the subject. So just looking at this very quickly. So the pros that many tend to argue for book banning is that parents, educators, and librarians can feel confident in students' book choices if libraries carry only books that meet community standards. Allowing easy access to potentially dangerous texts such as instructions for making bombs or other weapons can pose a genuine threat to public safety. So these are just overall concerns. So because such materials can be purchased elsewhere if desired, removing books from libraries or individual bookstores can address the above points without engaging in censorship. Now, on the other side of that, what many tend to argue against book banning is that it's a form of censorship and potential violation of First Amendment rights, guaranteeing free speech. Works that cover complex issues of race, gender, and sexuality often face book challenges. Removing these books from libraries denies students the opportunity to explore these subjects in a meaningful way. Though challenged texts may be available elsewhere, students who do not have access to local bookstores or who cannot make purchases online must face undue burdens to acquire these books. So overall, it gives a very nice summary of the pros and cons of your particular topic that you might be interested in. So going back to that living issues list, if you want to sort of check out the opposing viewpoints database, they have different pages on different subjects. They also have a bunch of sort of overall summaries of what each topic, what the pros and the cons of each topic are. So that might be a great way to start. That's where many of my students choose to start, is to start going through the list and seeing what interests you. And keep in mind that you will be doing a lot of research on your chosen topic, so it's extremely important to pick something that you will be interested in writing about and researching about, especially. So this living issues list is pretty long, so hopefully you're able to pick something. Now, if you want to pick a topic that is not on this living issues list, you can of course drop me an email and we can talk about it. But the most important concern, secondary concern, I should say, is that there is enough research to talk about within all four papers. So whatever topic that you do end up choosing, you want to make sure there is enough research behind that topic and enough material for you to write four papers on, if that makes sense. So anyway, that is really the only thing to be doing this weekend. That is the only thing that I am signing for this weekend. So next week we will begin talking about portfolios and also the diagnostic essay, and I will talk about that on Tuesday. Anyway, that is it for today. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I do have office hours this Friday. I have office hours this Friday from 3 to 5 p.m., so feel free to stop in. And of course, you can always check out the office hours tab on Blackboard if you're interested in that. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day and a great weekend. All right, thank you. Bye.